Hello everyone. Today I want to review again about movie. The movie is very popular. So, can you guess what the movie that I want to review today? Yep. It's about Iron Man. So, at first I just want to rewatch some Marvel movie. It had been a long time since I had watched anything from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I thought it would be exciting to start from the beginning again. But when I got to Iron Man, I realized something. This film is not only the beginning of the superhero universe, but also a story that defines what it truly means to be a hero. That's what made me pause and pay closer attention this time around. So, at first glance, Iron Man looks like a typical action film. It's full of explosions, advanced armor, and also fast cars. But as I watched it, I realized that this film was much deeper than that. The story follows Tony Stark, a billionaire genius who lives a life of luxury, ego, and fame. He's a weapons manufacturer who doesn't care how his creations are used as long as they make a profit. But everything changes when he is kidnapped by a terrorist group that is using his own weapons against him. That's where the transformation begins. Trapped in a cave and forced to build weapons, Tony instead creates the first version of the Iron Man suit to escape. But beyond the action, what struck me most was when Tony realized that his inventions had caused real suffering for people. He returned not as the same person, but as someone who finally questioned his purpose. He decided to stop producing weapons and start creating something that truly protected people. Of course, that decision caused conflict, but with those around him and within himself. What's interesting is that Iron Man did not just launch the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. It created the blueprint for the entire cinematic universe. Without the tone, heart, and moral core of this movie, the MCU might not exist as it does today. It is a story that shows how a hero can be built, not born. Tony Stark's journey from genius to a man with a conscience is what makes him stand out. His transformation reminds us that intelligence without empathy can destroy as much as it can create. So, my first impression after watching this movie is it's timeless. The pacing, the dialogue, and especially Robert Downey's performance feel so alive. Tony Stark is not a perfect hero. He's arrogant, flawed, and sarcastic. But that is what makes him real. He was not chosen by fate, he chose himself. It is this humanity that makes the movie so powerful. Iron Man is not just an action movie, it is a character-driven film. So every explosion, every line of dialogue reflects Tony's inner struggle with guilt and responsibility. The movie also reflects on the role of technology in our world. It reminds us that innovation is only as good as the intentions behind it. Stark Industries' weapon symbolize how human creations can both protect and destroy, a theme that feels increasingly relevant today. In that sense, Iron Man is not just science fiction, but social commentary. At its core, Iron Man is a story of redemption. Tony's guilt is his turning point, showing that mistakes don't have to define us, but they can change us. When he finally declares, "I am Iron Man," so it's not just a line, it's a statement of ownership, honesty, and courage. So that moment doesn't just end the movie. It sparks an entire universe built on the idea that heroes can be human too. Personally, when the movie ended, I felt a mixture of satisfaction and reflection. I began to think about how in real life we all wear our own armor, perhaps not made of metal, but of pride, fear, or regret. And like Tony, sometimes we need to take it off to face our true selves. Ultimately, Iron Man is not just a superhero movie to me. It is a story about growth, about accepting the past, and about using what we have not for power but for purpose. The movie is sharp, stylish, and full of warmth. And after rewatching it, I can honestly say Iron Man did not just kick off the MCU. It reminded me why people fell in love with heroes in the first place. So guys, that's all about my review about Iron Man. I hope you enjoyed watching my video to review the movie. So yep, I am Esta Ramadhani and see you in the next review guys.